Welcome back, everybody. Just got back technically this morning at 1:30 a.m. from my Japan trip. It's good to be back. I came back to some stuff, so this is going to be just a quick unboxing video and setup of the DryBot that finally showed up. And then I'll hopefully, in the next few days, get back into building and work on the plane so I can get a regular video out to y'all. So this one won't be terribly long, but let's get into opening this thing up, along with some other stuff that showed up. Another bottle of Cerakote, which is good because I was out and at a standstill. The rest of these parts you can see on the table here, most of them are primed and ready. The ones that are going to stay in primer, like all of these guys. The ones that are still bare aluminum need to get Cerakoted, so I needed more to get that done. Also got a new number 30 dimple die set in to make up for the shank on the one that I broke. But let's get to the main course here. This was back ordered for a little over a month, and it got shipped directly from the manufacturer, which I believe is RTX Industries. I think that's right. Looks like we got a pack with some hose. Oh, it's really well packed in there. We got a power cable, and we got what looks like a fancy oil cap. All right, that there, that appears to be the main show right there. And while I'm opening this up, the difference between this and what you already saw me build, which is currently running in the background, my other engine dehydrator, is they both work off the same premise. They both have desiccant packs. What makes this one fancier and more expensive is this one has the ability to detect when its desiccant has become saturated, which is very easy to do in the Houston area. And then it goes into a regeneration phase where it heats up its own desiccant and dries it back out again. Right now, with the setup I have to take that desiccant out and put it in the stove or put it in the oven and cook off the moisture. And with the Houston humidity, I have to do that pretty much once a week. I should probably be doing it more than once a week, but I don't have time for that. It's kind of a process getting it poured out and into a pan and cooking it off and then getting it put back in, and I'm not always here for it. So this is my long-term solution to that, and once the airplane is done and flyable, this will also live in the hangar and get hooked up to the plane whenever it's not flying, to help keep the engine in as top a shape as it possibly can. So it looks really nice. It appears we got one little cover on the end there for the outlet hose. This does not have an inlet. It is not a closed loop system, but should be fairly easy to set up. So I'm assuming this is meant to go on my my oil filler tube, and then we have the hose to hook it up. With a couple of hose clips. All right, I'm going to read through this real quick, stop the video here, and then I'll start it again over there when I get it set up and turned on, and we're going to let this thing go. And as always, I'm monitoring the humidity in the engine so we can see just how effective it actually is. All right, so what I'm doing right now is reutilizing the 3D printed oil filler cap that I used for my other setup. It has a much bigger hose in it, so the hose that came with the DryBot just barely fits inside of it. I'm going to use this hose clamp just to make sure it doesn't pop out on its own. I'm just going to snug it down, not make it crazy tight or anything. I don't want it to pinch it or nothing. There we go. And the reason I'm using that is because the cap, here we go, that they provided doesn't fit on my oil filler, so I don't know if this is the wrong adapter or what this was specifically for. But I mean, that's just a cheap PVC cap, so not sure what that was supposed to be for. Doesn't fit this setup. I have the other end hooked up to the DryBot, so now I just need to get the power cord plugged in and we'll get this thing running. And I am going to leave this on the concrete. Pretty sure that when this thing goes into regeneration, it's going to generate a fair amount of heat. So, all right, it is on. Not sure if you can see that. And it says it's running. I'm going to take the tube off for a second. Yep, there's air coming out of it. Okay, so that is it. Let's see. I'll pull up the stats right now. Current humidity inside of the engine is right at 60%, and it's 65% in the garage. Okay, so that thing is hooked up. We're going to let it run for a little bit. Like I said, the starting humidity inside of the engine, or what's coming out of the breather tube, is currently at 60%. It's 65% in the garage right now, so I'm going to let that run. I'll keep monitoring it. We'll see what it looks like, and when I post the next build video, I'll post an update on how that's working out. Okay, an hour in, and the humidity in the engine, you can see, has dropped down to 33%, down from the 60% it started at. Hopefully it's a lot easier. I don't have to regenerate on my own. And yeah, that's it. So stay tuned. There should be another video coming out, hopefully by the end of the week, going into the weekend, of what I've managed to get done. I've got a little bit more Cerakoting that needs to be done and some more parts prep, but then we're back into putting things back together permanently. That's going to be awesome. So thanks for stopping by. Just want to get this quick little update out there. I'm back. It's time to get back to work. See y'all in the next one.